Did you guys? I'm curious because you had such a unique trajectory because of the TV show and then the events of 9/11 and all that stuff. And then going back to what you said, Dom, about the sold out show at Deep Ellum Live, how much did you guys feel like a local band? Because being in the local scene at that time, you guys exploded so quickly. Like, did you? It kind of feels like to me that you had several local scenes because you were just as big in Chicago and Orlando and all. You could name Atlanta, a lot of other different cities as Dallas. Did it still feel like you were a local band?
I definitely felt Dallas was our local spot, and it's like I kind of made sure that whenever I was home, I would, I lived across the street, so I was always out at the bars. I always went to Curtain Club. I always went to Trees. I definitely made my rounds to go to and make sure I just go see all the bands that are playing. And Doosu was my favorite, so it's like Edgewater was a favorite of mine. It was like I always went to go see these bands play whenever they were playing, and it's like. I felt like Dallas was our local spot.
Our first bus tour we ever took, Doosu was our opening band. It was like, we're bringing Doosu, like, we have to do this with, like, our boys. Like, let's go. And, like, we were obsessed, with... We
were obsessed with them, but our fans were just like, please, come on. Just get the opening act on and just, like, come on. But I think they really got them like we did, but...
We were obsessed with like local music. I mean, we really were. I think we all still are to this day.
Yeah, true.
I remember sitting in Brandon's and maybe Fletcher. They both had the apartment, but we sat in their apartment in 1996 when they played the Quick Bionic Arms release on like Adventure Club, and we literally sat there and listened to that, and we're like, dude, this is sick. We were obsessed with Centromatic. We were obsessed with so many local bands, and so like absolutely we considered ourselves a local band, and almost to a self-deprecating way that like we were never one of the actually like really good local bands. And sure, we went out and we toured in other areas, but like we were so and I think guys like Bo and Space Cadet and like all these other bands like along the way. HiFi Drowning is one. Yeah. There was a time we opened for them, and then immediately when we had the chance, they could open for us. Like we were almost like obsessed with the idea of helping to a little known band that I talk about all the time, Slowpoke. Like I don't know how many people know Slowpoke, but like obsessed levels that we were with these bands.
Corey, you were so in tune with like the local music scene, and it's like even in different like towns, it's like Corey would like show up at this disc on the bus, and it was like I remember Pop Unknown. He turned me on to this band, and I was like, holy shit, who the fuck is this band? And I was like, I became completely obsessed with this band.
Yeah,
and they were like my favorite band for years past.
Austin.
They're from Austin, Texas.
There was an odd coupling for a while that I think both bands equally found awkward. Was we kept getting booked with Slow Roosevelt all the time for like a year before the TV show, and they were
what? Slow Roosevelt.
The band as we were on the like they were like we liked each other. We love their music, right? We became friends, but like there'd be a show after show, and like who are you playing with next week? And we're like. Slow Roosevelt would be like, I don't get it either, but like
you're there.
We had a blast. It was just, I just remember it was I don't know who kept pairing us together, but it happened a lot.
Well, and
blame Doug at the Curtain Club.
Yeah, we could probably point a few fingers, whoever was piecing those bills together, but I think the passion you guys have for that, I think it shows through, and I think that trickles down to the fan base too. And the DFW Legacy Series, when we launched this thing, and I think the majority of you guys are in that Facebook group we have, the amount of nostalgia and memories and memorabilia that everyone brings to the table and has shown not only Flickerstick, but all those other bands you guys have named from that era. That's why we're doing this. Yeah. I mean, there's just so many great bands and the Deep Ellum scene, also Fort Worth, also Denton. There was just so much passion for that era, and it's based on the fact that there was so much great fucking music.
You know what? Do you know what like the main background band was for Bands on the Run? Chomsky.
Yeah,
they constantly played Chomsky for like little intro, outro things. It was like, oh, here's Flickerstick driving around, and Chomsky would be playing in the background because. How do you think they knew who because we were like obsessed. We would drive around in the van like jamming to Chomsky.
Obsessed is like kind of an understatement because we were like we kind of worship Chomsky. It's like we all listened to it and was on all the time.
We went to every Chomsky show.
Every show.
Every time they were at Clearview, we were there.
We brought them to open for us in Fort Worth at one of the big Ridgely shows. Remember that? It was Chomsky and somebody. I can't remember.
Rice Street Fair.
Rice Street Fair, those were good days too.
Somebody just posted about Rice Street Fair about when it started raining.
Yeah, when Brandon says "Let it rain," and literally
it started raining. It was like that was pretty intense though.
That was a moment.